This is still Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle, your food expert. We're talking about rice, Basmati rice to be precise. And the question is it better than our local Nigerian rice? Is Basmati rice better than our local Nigerian rice? I'm not going to say a yes or a no. I will allow you to decide after I have given you some facts that you need to know about rice generally and about Basmati rice. Then I'll leave you to answer that question. You will tell me, you will tell Dietitian Michelle today, you will teach me, you will answer my own question. Is Basmati rice better than our local Nigerian rice? So here are some facts you need to know about rice. Number one, when we say rice, we have over 40,000 species of rice all over the world. 40,000, yes, different species. Only in Nigeria, we have well over 20 different types of rice, different species. We hear about the taro, the jamila, different kinds of rice. So when you put together the kinds of rice we have in Nigeria, and then you bring the one in US, in India, in China, put all of them together, we have over 40,000 species of rice in the world. That's fact number one. Number two about rice is that rice is rice. Yes, rice is what? Rice. And since rice is rice, that means that the nutrient compositions of rice are similar. We say they're similar because they cannot be exactly the same. There are many things that can affect the nutrients in a particular food. The soil, and even the method of harvesting, the species that you plant. So there will be some disparity, but very small. But when you're talking about the nutrient component, it's similar, cut across all the different species of rice, which is why when we plan your diet and we prescribe and say, okay, you're going to eat 2 cups of rice, or you're going to eat 3 cups of rice, or you're going to need 2.5 cups of rice, we don't specify Basmati rice. No, you won't see that. We won't say you need 2.5 cup of short grain rice, or you need 2.5 cup of Indian rice, or you need 2.5 cup of red rice, or yellow rice, or brown rice. We just say 2.5 cup of rice. We stop there because rice is rice. They all belong to the same family, rice. So I have told you, number one is that we have many varieties, over 40,000 species, varieties of rice, and that rice is rice. And based on that, the components of rice are similar. Even if you're going to go to the lab and analyze, you're just going to find very tiny, small, yes, disparity. One might have 1 gram extra, and the other one can have maybe 20 milligrams extra, but it is similar. So we classify them as the same. They are in the same family, they are in the same species. So if that is the case, what then should be your major concern when you are looking for rice? Because based on where the rice grows, the species, they are all going to be different. You are now going to see some rice red in color. You're going to see some rice longer than others. So if all rice are considered the same, what should be your base when you are looking for rice? When you want to buy rice, especially if you have diabetes and you're wondering or you're bothered about your sugar level, you want to eat something that will not spike it up, what should you be looking at? Now, let me also explain something that in terms of size or length, rice can also be classified. We have the long grain rice, and that is where your favorite rice, Basmati, falls in. It is a long grain rice. We have Basmati, we have the jasmine rice in that place. Then we have the medium grain rice. Most Nigerian rice fall here. Then we have the short grain rice. Many Nigerian rice also are here. So, but they are all rice. That is the bottom line. Whether it is long grain like the Basmati rice, or short grain or medium grain, they are all what? Rice. So rice is rice. Now here is the thing. Whether it is Basmati rice you want to eat, or long grain rice, short grain rice, medium grain rice, Nigerian rice, any rice you want to eat, the thing you should focus on is the level of processing. Simple. The level of processing. How processed is that rice? Is the color white? Is it white rice? Then it does not have the fiber that you need. if you are diabetic. Is it white? It does not have the proteins, the bran, it is lost as a result of processing, the polishing process that it undergoes to make it white. Then you have lost your nutrients, and it doesn't matter if it is basmati or short grain or Nigerian or local rice. So the processing of that rice is what matters, not the color, not the name, and not even the length. So when you are looking for rice, you are looking for rice that is whole. And now let me even explain something to you. Why the whole basmati rice is everywhere and everybody is talking about basmati rice is simply because basmati rice came with the name that it is for people with diabetes and that it has a low glycemic index. Low glycemic index is simply the rate of conversion of food from that state to glucose. So if that food is converted to glucose quickly, we say it has a high glycemic index and it's not good for people with diabetes. But if that food, when it's consumed, is converted slowly to glucose, then we say it has a low glycemic index, and that is good for people living with diabetes. And so the whole hype, the whole hailing of basmati rice is that it has a low glycemic index. But guess what? Nigerian local rice has a lower glycemic index than basmati rice. And when I'm talking about local rice, it is not the fine one. No, it's not that one that they call Nigerian foreign rice. It is that dull one, the one that I have a sample to show you here. This particular one, that one that when you see in the market, you will throw your face to the other side. The dull, ugly looking rice, that is the rice that is recommended. That is what we call brown rice. I've had people call me to ask me, oh, where can I get brown rice? And I don't know how to explain to them. There is actually nothing like brown rice. There is no species called brown rice. Now I want to explain to you. There is no species called brown rice. Brown rice is simply rice that is not fully processed, that is not refined. That is what we call brown rice. But I don't know if it's because of the name. It must not be brown in color like carton brown. This rice you're seeing, dull. This local rice you are seeing that is dull is the brown rice we are talking about that is good for people with diabetes. And it has a lower glycemic index than our famous popular basmati rice that we eat. Now, don't get me wrong, basmati rice tastes really nice. I also enjoy it when I eat it. It tastes really nice. It smells nice too. But it is not better than our local brown rice. And when we call it brown rice, it is not the color we are talking about. Brown rice simply means rice that only the husk has been removed. No polishing, no refining. Your bran, your germ, your endosperm, everything is complete, is intact. And that is what we recommend. So if you ask me now, which of these rice, this basmati rice that is white, shining, looking good, and this particular rice that is dull, which one is more nutritious? It will be this dull one. That one that when you eat, sometimes you will buy small stone. That is the one that is rich in nutrients, and that is the one that has a lower glycemic index, and that is the one that is healthier for you if you're trying to control your blood sugar level. So I hope we are clear about this whole basmati thing, that it is just a species of rice that has long grain. So if you must eat basmati rice because you like it and because you feel that, oh, that is a rice recommended for people with diabetes, then make sure you are looking for the dull looking basmati rice, which is the brown basmati rice, the one that is only the husk has been removed, but your bran is still intact, your germ is still intact, your endosperm or inside the rice, everything, your nutrients, your vitamins, your minerals, your fiber, you have it intact. So if you must eat basmati rice because you hear it is good for people living with diabetes, look for the brown one. I have not seen that one in Nigeria, but let's look for, perhaps it's there and we don't know now. Look, I don't want to tell you not to eat basmati rice. No, if you can afford it, enjoy it, but eat it in moderation. Don't overeat it. because you feel it is diabetic rice. If you overeat it, your sugar will still be high, regardless of the fact that it has a low glycemic index. And even the local brown rice that I am recommending, that I'm saying it's low, it has a lower glycemic index than the basmati rice. When you eat it, you should still not overeat. Remember, Michelle has been hitting on this particular topic, that in diabetes management, it is not only the source of carbohydrate that matters, but the total quantity of carbohydrates that you eat. So if you want to eat basmati rice, why not? We can plan a diet for you using basmati rice. We can plan it and tell you this is a portion you should eat based on your medication, based on your activity level, based on your health goals. You should eat this amount of basmati rice. We will calculate it and plan it and quantify it for you. And if it is the local Nigerian rice you prefer to eat, fine. It's even healthier. It has more fiber, it has more protein. So no matter the rice you want to eat, don't overeat. Don't overeat because it is called diabetic rice. If it is because of the low glycemic index, then I tell you, our local Nigerian rice should be the one called diabetic rice, and that is the one we should even export and take out and say, eat this one. This is the one that is the diabetic rice, because it has a lower glycemic index than the basmati rice that we are bringing in. Plus, it has its fiber intact. Haven't you noticed that when you eat basmati rice, it's like 2 cups of basmati rice and 3 or 4 or 5 hours later you are hungry? But when you eat our own local Nigerian rice, because of the fiber content, the fiber is there, it's not lost. It even keeps you fuller for a longer time. So that is it. So because the white basmati rice you're eating, the fiber is lost. Yes, it has a low glycemic index, but there is no fiber that can sustain you for a longer time. So you are hungry again, you want to eat. And that will make you not to achieve your desired goal. So all I am saying is, if you can afford to eat basmati rice, no problem, go ahead. If you cannot, if it's too expensive for you and you're trying to manage your sugar level, please, our local Nigerian rice is healthy. It is healthy. That one that is dull in color, that is the one that is healthy. That is the one that is called brown rice. That is the one that you should wash properly and cook. And the fiber content is intact. Your protein, your vitamins, your minerals, your thiamine, that is the one that will give you the nutrients that you want, the fiber that you want, plus it has a low glycemic index. So I don't want you to impose some unnecessary expenses on yourself because you have heard that basmati rice is diabetic rice. Please. So that is all I have come to explain to you now. I hope I have answered your question.